Hi everyone, so today we are talking face brushes. I did a video before on my eye brushes and I posted that last week. So I will link it here. I believe it was about a week ago and it'll be in the little cards that pop up here above my head. But before we do the face brushes, you see my little Christmas tree? It's so cute, and I found some more flameless candles in my pantry. I bought like a set of them at Hobby Lobby, but this tree is actually really cute. I got it in a set of 3 from this store called At Home, and they have tons of different things for the home, and they're really inexpensive. So I got the set of 3, a 2-foot, 3-foot, and 4-foot tree, and they're absolutely beautiful, and it was 25 bucks for the set of 3. I was gonna decorate it, but the actual little sparkles, besides the twinkles from the light, is a holographic kind of silver look to it. It's so pretty, so I might have to show you guys. I might show you guys on Snapchat what this looks like, because this is so cute. So I'm just gonna leave it bare. I'm just gonna roll with it. So today we're talking about my favorite face brushes. And I don't use a lot of face brushes for my routine as much as I did in years past. I've been getting into using beauty sponges like the Beauty Blender, the Real Technique sponges, and I've been using those mostly for foundation and concealer. But before I discovered those products, I was using brushes, and I love the effect of it. And for many years, if you've been a follower of mine for many years, you have seen me use a lot of brushes over the years. And although I don't use these every single day, these are my top recommendations. So if you were to go out and purchase these and tell me, hey Lexi, I purchased this brush because you recommended it, I would feel good about it, because I really am recommending things that I truly like and I feel like are really good. I have some really cheap brushes that are phenomenal, and then I have some that are a little bit more expensive. So it's kind of in between, from like $3 to a little bit more, into like almost the 20-ish price point. I want to start by showing you guys like foundation type brushes. Let's do that first. I have a few of the Sigma brushes. Let's start with the angled top Kabuki F84. It's just a synthetic angled brush. This is what I use for so many years for my foundation. And like I said before, I discovered a beauty sponge or a makeup sponge for foundation, I use the brushes. And this one has held up really well. I've had this same exact one for so many years. I ordered this. It came in a set of 3 when this set first came out a few years back. And it's the F84. And it's just an angled brush. It just sort of blends everything in. It's that angled cut that really is perfect for getting around the nose. You can use the tip of it to go under the eye. I don't so much use this anymore. My skin is quite dry, and I do think that if you have dry, flaky skin, if you use a brush, that's going to create sort of like a micro exfoliation, and it's going to make your skin peel a little bit more, especially if you have dry skin to begin with. So that's why I don't use brushes for foundation, because I'm having some major peeling issues, especially on my chin. Another brush that came in that set is the Tapered Kabuki F86, and if you've been a follower of mine, you have seen me use this for so many years for concealer. And it's like the perfect little kind of pointed brush for the under eye. It's rather large, but it's perfect for the under eye area to blend everything out. If you hear any rattling, that's my dog sniffing through my Ulta bag that's on the floor. So this is really good for applying concealer. You can use this to contour as well, like apply a little bit of a contour product, because it is synthetic and has that point. It's a really great brush. I wouldn't say it's absolutely essential, but this is the one that I used for many years for concealer. From Morphe, it's a different brand. It's Morphe, the M439. I bought this. I forget who was using this a lot on YouTube, but this is a pretty popular brush amongst a lot of popular YouTubers, and I like it. There was a time where I was using this quite a bit, and the M439 is the number of it. I do like it. It's short handle. It's a little bit fatter, the handle of it, but it's nice and synthetic, really soft, rounded cut, so you can buff things in, you can pat your foundations in. This is great for liquids. They're very similar as far as like the look of it from the Sigma and the Morphe one, but they're both just as soft. They feel kind of the same. So both of these are very good for foundation, and I really enjoy them. Now, another brush that I have used and absolutely love for foundation is the Ecotools, the Dome Bronzer Brush. This is actually made for bronzer, and it's so incredibly soft, but this is absolutely perfect for foundation. And you probably won't look at this brush and think, oh, that's going to be foundation. You're going to see it says Dome Bronzer, so it's for bronzing and applying some color and maybe, face powder as well. But this, for foundation, it's just so good, and I love this, and I've talked about this. I even did a video when I lived in Colorado all about this brush, and some of you have tried it and loved it, so I really love when you guys try the recommendations that I give you and give me feedback on it, and especially when you guys say, hey, it worked. So I think this brush is very good, and it's very inexpensive. I believe I got it at Ulta. I don't remember where I got this, but you can probably order it on Amazon or online as well. It's the Ecotools Dome Bronzer Brush. Now, there was a time a while back that I used to use a lot of powder foundations and like the Bare Minerals compact foundations or pressed powders to set my liquid foundation. And I remember using the Bare Minerals Precision Face Brush. It's a very blunt angle cut, and the bristles are very densely packed, and it's very soft. This will give you a very full coverage. If you like to use powder, you just pick up your powder and just sort of press it into the skin. You can buff it in. It's going to be a little lighter if you do that, but if you press the powder into the skin, it's going to give you a more full coverage. So if you normally like compact foundations, or powder foundations I should say, then this might be something you might be interested in. And I should use it a little bit more because that angle cut is actually going to be good for applying contour products and buffing them out as well. So I like the cut of this, and it feels really nice. It feels very luxurious, and it's not super expensive either. Now for some bronzer type brushes that I love. I really love the Morphe E3, and these are the old style, so they will look a little different. They have different color bristles now, but I'm pretty sure I looked and the numbers are still the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the E3 and the new style looks exactly like this old style. But it is just a kind of fluffy, rounded, kind of pointed brush. And I use this for bronzing. I love it because it's so soft. The Elite brushes from Morphe are some of my favorites because they're incredibly soft. And the way they feel and just the way they're made, it actually feels like it's much more luxurious, and it feels like it's more expensive than the actual price point that you're paying for it. So I like that quality about them. They feel really nice and lightweight, but they're just so soft. I use it today for bronzer, and I love it. It's so good. Another brush that I can't be without, it's the e.l.f. Complexion Brush, and this sucker right here is only $3. $3 freaking dollars, and it's so good. It's kind of pinched, and it's almost like a paddle shape. It's got rounded bristles, and they're kind of tapered on the side, but it's a really nice size for applying my bronzer. I've used this to kind of bronze and contour. You guys know how I do it. I take a bronzer, I apply where I contour, and buff it up towards where I would normally apply my bronzer. Kind of do 2 steps in one so that I don't have to use so many different products and do so many different steps. I could just do it all in one. And I love this for using around the hairline, buffing the product onto my cheeks, and just coming down the jawline here. I would honestly say that these brushes are so good, and I reach for these inexpensive $3 brushes from e.l.f. more so than anything else in my collection, and they're actually really good quality. This has held up really well. I've washed it multiple times. I've had it, I want to say I've had this brush for well over a year and a half, and it still looks brand new, and it's really good quality. I have a couple more from e.l.f. as well that I really like. And the next one is the small taper brush. As you can see, it's very small. It's got that point to it. Good for setting under the eye. Perfect for applying any sort of translucent powder if you want to do the baking technique where you just kind of press it in the areas where you have oil production throughout the day. Like for me, it's right in this area here. Or for you, if it's at the forehead or the chin, you could just sort of press some translucent powder there. And it's the perfect size as well to fit under the eye. I've used this to highlight as well because it's a really good size, you guys, and I feel like you can do so much with this. I mean, I've given you so many options right now in this video for this one brush. And hello, contour, yes, it's the perfect size for getting right in the hollows of the cheeks. It's so good. Then they also have the blush brush, which I've used so much for highlighting as well, which I will show you another highlighting brush that I love that I don't want to say has replaced this, but kind of has been my go-to. We're in deep, you know, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this one, although it's a blush brush, I use it mostly for adding some highlight and some glow to my face, but I recently tried it as a blush brush because that's what it's made for. And you guys, oh my god, it's so good for adding blush if you like to put it on the apples of your cheek. Done. That's all you need. This is all you need. This is such a good brush. And then another one that I like that I don't use a whole ton, it's the angled blush brush. So you have the blush brush and then the angled one. And they are quite different in the style. the fluffiness, they're also very different as well. This one, the angled one, is very dense. So for me, I feel like it picks up a little too much blush, even though I like to go ham with my blush, but not everybody likes that. So I would say this is more perfect for contouring. Getting right in there, as you can see, it's kind of small. You can use this for bronzer. If you wanted to use it for face powder, you could, although it's kind of small, the actual sides of the head of it. So you're going to be there for a minute kind of sort of stamping powder all over the place. But I do think that it's really, really good for contouring, and that's probably like the only use that I will have for this because it is very dense and it does pick up a lot of product. A few more brushes and then we'll be done with this video. So I have to talk about this. This is the Real Techniques Multitask. I've had this brush for freaking years. I got this when Ulta started carrying Real Techniques years and years ago. I want to say it's been like more than 6 years back. And this brush is in perfect condition. I am just floored by how well these have held up. I have taken these on so many trips. I have beat the crap out of these brushes. Really, I love this brush so much. The multitask, it really is a multitask brush, you guys, because I use this for applying my bronzer. I've used it for buffing out and blending in my blush if I put too much, just going around and blending everything together so everything sort of meshes together on my face. I love this. It's good for powder. You can use it for translucent powder. You can use it for blush as well, even though it's a little bit big. You could use it for blush. I mean, there's nothing you couldn't use this for. I think the only thing that I have not used this brush for is liquid foundation, which I really want to try to see if it really works. And if it does, I'm just going to lose it because this brush is like one brush does everything. So if you really don't want to buy a lot of brushes for so many things, I would suggest pick up the multitask and you will not regret it. It will be the best brush that you have. It's the perfect cut. It's the perfect softness. And it picks up the right amount of product. And this is my baby. This is my baby. My baby. I have this one, I'm going to mention it. It's the Sephora Pro Airbrush Blush Brush in number 54. I don't know if they make this anymore. I remember getting this on a clearance at the Sephora inside of a JCPenney's a while back. But this is actually a very good brush for applying blush. That's what I used to use it for. I also have used it to dust away any translucent powder after the whole little baking thing. And I love it. I've also used this for foundation, and it's a good size. It's pretty big for foundation. I mean, if you can see how big it is compared to my face. The quality is phenomenal, but I will say that this feel, the Pro Airbrush Blush Brush from Sephora, or this line of brushes from Sephora, feels a lot like the Morphe ones. And they look very similar, especially like the old Morphe looks a lot like the Sephora ones. And these are from Sephora are very expensive. And normally I wouldn't like shell out a ton of money for brushes because I don't think it's essential, especially with so many cheap ones that are so good that I just showed you. This is quite expensive, honestly, the range, or brushes from Sephora in general are. So if you want something similar to something that you see in the Sephora line, check out the Morphe Elite collection. You might find something exactly the same and a fraction of the cost, like maybe even half of that cost. And you can use coupon codes, you can, you know, when they have discounts and sales, you could probably find something in the Elite collection that's very similar to the Sephora, although the new Elite may look a little different. The style is going to be the same. Like, this feels a lot like these, like almost as if they had the same bristles. I mean, even the freaking bristles look the same color. Like, there might be something to it. Then I have the Morphe E4. This is my beloved blush brush. I absolutely love it. It is perfect. You can do, like I said, so much with this. You can contour, you can add blush, you can do bronzer with this. Like, it does it all, and it's really good. It's the Morphe E4. Then I have the Morphe E8. I know I have a lot of Morphe brushes, and I mentioned this before in my eye brushes. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I don't have a coupon code to give you. I wish I did. I don't have an affiliate link. I'm not affiliated with them. I just purchased these because I do like them, and this was something that I was interested in when I saw that they came out with these new brushes, and I ordered quite a few, and I am not disappointed with these at all. I use this for under the eye, setting under the eye, adding some brightener, highlight. You could do so much with this brush, and I keep saying that with every brush, but if you haven't gathered, I like multitask brushes because I can just take one brush and do so many things, and I don't need to go on travel with so many brushes. Like, I can take my little brush holder, which is a few eye brushes, a few face brushes, and have everything I need to do an entire look. And it just makes my routine so much easier when I can use one brush for so many things. And then lastly, I have to show you my other two loves. This is the Morphe M501. This is the one that I'm in real deep. We got a deep connection, you and me, with this brush. This is what I use to highlight. Love it. It's perfect. It's like an oversized crease brush. It's just really great. You can use this to set under the eye as well, which I've done before, but I love it for highlight. It hasn't let me down, and if it does, it's going to get the axe. Okay, that's a little extreme. No, it won't let me down because I love it. It's so good. You got to try it. Okay, the last one is the Mikasa Beauty E220 brush. This is a concealer brush. It's your classic concealer brush. It's rather small. It's kind of like that little paddle shape. I don't like using these for concealing anything on my face because they leave a lot of streaks. But this is very good for cleaning around the brows. Like if you have some brow stuff that you want to get rid of, like if you get kind of sloppy like I do, you can go with concealer and clean around the brows and make your brows look on point. I also use this with concealer to clean around my lip line, especially when I use really dark colors, because I can get kind of sloppy. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I got a toddler to run after, and I got to be quick with things. And sometimes I'm slapping stuff on my lips, and it's a mess. It's a hot mess. I'm going to just say it's a hot mess. So I need a brush that I can go around and clean up my mistakes, and this brush does it all for me. And if you wanted to use something like this for concealer, I'm pretty sure it would work really well. And it's a really good quality. It's very well made, and it's Mikasa E220. And if you open the description box, I will have an affiliate link with Mikasa Beauty because I like their brushes, and I've talked about them before. I've done videos about the brushes, my top 3 and all that stuff. So I will have that linked below if you're interested. Just know it's an affiliate link. And that completes up this video for my face brushes. Those are all my brushes that I absolutely love, and I would feel really comfortable recommending these. And if you were to purchase these, I would actually feel good about that because these are truly brushes that I really like and have never disappointed me at all. And I will have them all listed down below for you just in case I was a little too rambly and talking too fast in this video, as I normally do. And I do appreciate you watching this video. I hope that you may find something new to try. And if you do try any of these brushes, please let me know. And you can also share your favorite brushes in the comment section because I always love hearing back from you guys. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope that you guys had a great day wherever you are, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.